How's it going? Welcome to the live stream. Hope you're having a great day. Whew, sorry I missed last week, but I just had to get myself better before I got down here and got all excited and all crazy and sweaty and all that and made myself sick again. So after I did my heat treat oven, if you watch my last two videos, it's all on the heat treat oven. Hey, what's up, Loderman? How's your life? Mine's doing pretty good today. Oh man, I hope I'm not blowing everyone else. I'm sitting here screaming. Okay, seems to be pretty good. But anyway, to air out my my shop, I left the window open and I forgot about it. So I came down here this morning and I was just like, brrr. And then as I moved and got everything, set up and all that, I realized I was like, oh, it's not too bad in here. Then I went up and got ready and sat down and I came down here. But then as I was sitting here, it's like, man, I better put a jacket on because I'm going to be sitting here ranting and sweating, and then it's probably cold enough just to get me sick again. All right. Hey, what's up, Chip? Good to see you. Whew, man. After missing a week, it's hard to get back in that cycle, so that's why I just named this Getting Back on Track, because, yeah, that's what I needed to do. So all you guys out there, if you're watching the repost or you're listening on the podcast, Sundays I do a live stream like this. I missed last week, but usually I do a live stream like that. So if you're watching the repost, make sure to leave comments and all that stuff. If you don't feel like watching, go ahead and check it out on the podcast. All those links will be down below. Usually this is a kind of more about, our passions and what we like to do in life and how we like to develop our passions and like mine's knife making and stuff like that. And lately I've been getting into cameras and videos, so that's what we'd like to kind of elaborate on. But yeah, so thanks for showing up and coming and all that. Man, I barely made it. And luckily, my compressor just went off because if you watched that video, I used my compressor and my pneumatic die grinder to hollow out the rest of the lanes on my heat treat oven. But I left it plugged in, and 1 minute before the live stream, it just kicked off, which is actually a blessing because, man, I jumped about a mile. I can imagine if I was sitting here doing this live stream and all of a sudden that thing kicked off, I would have been jumping out of my skin. Hey, what's up, SLG Foxy? How you doing? Oh, I've been trying to adjust the light on here, Chip. Chip asked why something looks different. Actually, you know what looks different is I'm actually getting the color right instead of using like log profiles and all that. Because the last few videos when I started using this camera, I was trying to make it all color perfect and make the colors pop and all that, which they kind of do now. But yeah, so, and I got a blue light behind my computer screen that's kind of giving off a thing. Like, look, I'll turn it off. See? That's probably what the nightclub thing is. Is there a difference? It should be. Yeah, see? I didn't catch it, so. Man, whew. I'll tell you what, I haven't been sick in a long time. But that sinus infection, it wasn't just, because of your sinuses and then it goes into your ear. And I was looking up online, and I was like, should I go to the doctor? And they say for sinus infections, antibiotics really can't do anything for you. And it's bad to take antibiotics. They wanted to put my mom on antibiotics like permanently, and I was like, no. What happens when she gets used to those and you start building them up and then they don't work anymore? So anyway, I was reading online that the best cure for stuff like that is to drink vinegar, like 2 tablespoons of vinegar. And the more I read, it's like good for diabetes and good for losing weight. And I just couldn't believe all the things that vinegar, drinking vinegar. But you can't just like pound vinegar. You put what I do is I've been drinking a lot of berry drinks because I've always had like the sweet tooth. And always ate junk food and candy and never ate vegetables or anything. So I started drinking those vegetable juices. Not like the V8, but like the Naked and Berry Farms or whatever. It's just like Veggie Blast or no, wait, it's called Berry Blast. But I'd also buy like the Berry Blast with the greens in it, because I don't eat, I'll eat like at Chinese places I'll eat beef and broccoli. That's about my extent of eating vegetables. And so I bought this like raw stuff. It's a little bit of powder. You put a scoop of powder into your berry drink. Because, man, those drinks are like, a liter is like $8. So you're buying the different kinds. So I bought like a 30-day supply of this powder, which is supposed to be like probiotics and clean you out. So that's been working. But the vinegar, I put 2 tablespoons into like an 8-ounce glass and just chug it. And you don't even taste the vinegar until afterwards. Then it's got that tangy kick. But, man, whew, I can't believe how good I've been feeling. The first few days, it's like detoxing your system. So you're a little like, oh. But one thing I noticed in the last 7 or 8 days, I haven't bought cookies. I haven't bought candy bars. And that's, as if you guys are watching the live stream, I lost my teeth, and a lot of it's because that's all I've always ate is junk food. I have a very high metabolism, and, I never, until I hit like 42, I was skinny as a rail. And then all 40 years caught up with me. But I'm, up until like I was like 36, I used to try to get fat. I would say I could just not gain weight, and I would eat and all that, but I'm so high strung. If you're watching this, you can probably tell, I don't do drugs and all that, but whew, I bounce off the walls. Hey, what's up, LHI Productions? Thanks for stopping by. Like to see you. Good to have you on another one. But anyway, so yeah, man, I just can't believe the benefits of vinegar. It kills all the bacteria. Like the lady that comes and bathes my mom and stuff, she uses a little bit in my mom's bathing water because it helps sterilize the body. And, my mom can't get out of bed. Her whole right side's paralyzed, so it's good. People in bed like that usually get bed sores and all that. And she's been in that bed 3 years, or been home 3 years, and doesn't have any bed sores or anything like that. So that's a good thing. Excuse me. But yeah, man, the first few days, I'll admit, the vinegar was kind of like, ugh, but now I'm used to it. And it's kind of like, even the berry drinks, when I first started drinking them, I would drink them, and then I'd be like, ugh, and I would cringe, because my body's not used to good foods and stuff. And it's just like, ugh. But now it's like, it makes you feel healthy. Even the powder stuff, you get to the point where it's like, man, you're doing your body good, so it tastes better. Kind of like that thing I talked about a few live streams ago, where you see someone that's, really hot or really gorgeous, and the more you get to know them, the worse they start looking because their personality comes out. It's kind of like that with taste. It's funny how your senses dictate over time, they change the way your brain thinks and the way your body reacts to them. Oh, hey, what's up, Aaron? I think Bootleg Blades is out golfing. He wrote earlier that he's going to go golf and then come on to the live stream. Yeah, Aaron, I'm glad you said you were doing better, man. That makes me happy. I don't like to hear anybody not doing good. Seems like the last couple of weeks were just bad ones, but it's springtime! Man, I hate winter. Winter, I don't like cold weather. I don't like summer. Give me summer 24/7, 365. I'll take it. Whew, man. Which is kind of funny. It's actually one of my topics about the irony of life. Because 2 weeks ago, the live stream, I was talking about how I didn't really feel motivated, and I just didn't feel like doing anything, and I was kind of in a rut. And then I was like, and the last thing I think, or like in the middle of the thing, I said, but now it's time to pick myself up and get back on track. And I was like, all right, I'll get to work. boom, the next day I wake up sick as a dog, and it's like, why? It's just funny how life just has this irony of things. It's like, yeah, man, last week I wasn't feeling good, but now everything's gonna get great, and bam, life's like, no, you're not. You're gonna do what I say. Excuse me. All that raw and good stuff is cleaning my system out, so I made sure to bring some tissues. But I definitely feel better. Definitely. Oh, man. It might take me a second to get back into this. Oh, let's see. So, one of my topics is, lately I've been noticing, like, because on a lot of my videos I'll have to go reference old videos to see what I put in them or stuff, or if I want a link, like this heat treat oven, build is a perfect example. I did this heat treat oven, but I made a whole playlist, and I linked all my old videos in there, and it's funny how what you think looks amazing and is like your best work in 3 or 4 months is just like, wow, good Lord. I know that goes back to the whole thing of me always saying you guys got to start making videos and upload them just to watch for yourself. But it's amazing, even like when I started doing B-roll, it's like, man, this stuff is amazing, man. Oh, man, it's like my best work, man. I'm so proud of it. Now I look back and it's like, whew, man, that stuff is bad. But it just shows how progression changes, and you don't even realize it until you go a few months and then look back. Even some of my knives and all that, they look good, and it's like, wow, those look pretty good, but man, what I've learned since then, I've just progressed so much more. But then, there's the other side of that, where it's like you start getting to a point where you think you're better, or you're so good you don't have to improve. You get that complacency. I had a cleaning lady come in here and clean this whole place, and I can't find my fog wipes, so I'm going to be taking my glasses off every 5 minutes and cleaning them. That's one thing about hiring people to clean for you. You lose everything. I can't find half of the things. Like the deflectors for my lights and all that, I have no idea where. I don't know if she put them somewhere or if I took them out and put them somewhere so she wouldn't mess with them. But either way, I can't find them. But yeah, Chip says he loves spring. It's like everything comes to life. Yeah, I agree 100%. Man, something about winter, it's just depressing, So many, and I think I talked about that in that last stream 2 weeks ago. It's like the winter blues. It's just, something about winter is just depressing. I guess it's no color, no life. It's, whew. Hopefully that's all behind us now. I mean, we still get depressed in the summer and spring, but then you can go outside and make it all better. Yeah, man. Whew. Chip says it's like death. Oh, it is. If you look, if you want, I listen to a lot of metal and a lot of hardcore music. And if you listen, like all the goth stuff, it's all, winter trees, all the trees are dead and out in the snow, like all that Swedish black metal and stuff like that. And that's why, man, it's all related, everything's dead and looks dead. So you're right on there, Chip. Whew, man. But anyway, little tangent going off of the rant. The getting back to complacency, when you're first starting out, there's that balance, and I've talked about balance all the time. Sometimes you do things that are amazing, and you get on to a point where you forget those because you've moved on and learned how your setup works. And I go and I put this on, and I grind this way, and I hold it this way, and I do this way. But when you're learning, you're always trying new things because you want to make yourself better, and you're trying to. Because man, there's a few things I went back and I was watching those videos, and it's like, man, why don't I do that anymore? That was a great idea. But I've gotten to the point where I'm so stuck in one mode or got my way set to how I like to do things, that I forget about a lot of the things that I learned or, was trying out and that actually worked. So there's that whole thing about, that's the whole thing. Everyone that's been here for a while, I know it's redundant, but man, if you're starting out, it doesn't matter what your passion is. Videotape it. Videotape yourself learning how to do it. Not even for tutorials, not even for anything. Just for yourself, if nothing else. And like I said before, when you upload them to YouTube, because that's free space. YouTube is free. You go out and buy hard drives and stuff like that. It starts costing, 4 gigs is like $100. So, but man, you never know what you're going to learn and then forget. So it was one big thing. I was like, wow, man, I forgot. So I might even just go back and look at some of my old videos just for that alone. Yeah. Whew. Oh, man. So, I'm always analyzing the way I do things and stuff like that, and trying to figure out my weak points to make them into my stronger points, and to like capitalize on my stronger points. But one thing I started realizing I've been doing a lot lately is putting things off till I get something I think I need. Like, oh, I want to make this knife, but I need this steel, so I have to order it. So I can't start making this knife till that steel comes in. I mean, that's not what happened, but it's kind of an example. Or like finishing my heat treat oven. I want to redo my big oven because I bought new elements, the big elements, but I bought new bricks. So I'm going to take that whole thing apart, make new lanes, and see if the bigger elements make it faster in there. So instead of like finishing electronics and all that, I'm gonna like, oh, I gotta wait till Tuesday when the bricks come, and then I can get everything finished at once. I mean, that's kind of an example, but it's just weird. I don't know why I started doing that. It's like I'm putting things off just because I got something coming in the mail, or I have to wait for something. So instead of working on what I can, it's like, oh, I'll just wait till that comes. And I've caught myself doing it a lot lately with all these handles and knives and stuff like that. Which, by the way, the reason I got this knife over here. So, anyway, got off track for a second there. I had sandpaper up here. Where did it go? Oh, here it is. The reason I got this sandpaper, now I'm talking dyslexic. The reason I've got this knife up here, if you guys watch I'm horrible at swedges. Now, if I sit there and mess with this swedge anymore, sorry for all the people on the podcast, but this swedge right here, I can't do swedges, and they always come out with facets in it. You can see there's a big facet right here. So, what I need to do, can you see that? I don't think you can see that. Let me see. See if I can hold it up here. But, yeah, right there. See that facet right there? See where the light stops? That's a big old facet. So, instead of sitting there on my grinder and trying to fix it and making it worse, what I'm going to do is try to hand sand that facet out, get it up to like 600 grit, and then put it back on like a Trizac. Because I like grind lines, and stuff like that, and really nice lines. So I want to get that facet out. I figure the best way to do it is to hand sand it. And get that facet out hand sand. Because if I sit there on my grinder, it's just going to make it worse. So, that's why this is here. Alright, next topic. Oh, so, handling bad situations. This was a couple weeks ago. I have to buy Mom's medication every month. Well, for some reason, they shorted us like a week's worth of pills. Now, I go in there all the time, and if you guys listened in December, they almost charged me $400 for her $24 medication. And I could have blown up and it's like, oh, I'm not paying $400. That's 16 times more. And freaked out about it. But I was nice about it. And, it's like, is there anything we can do? Can you look it up? And you check. Excuse me. And after they checked, it was a glitch in the computer. And I got the money. So I handled that situation pretty good. Now, when I came in with her pills a week, a week, I could have gone in and, oh man, you guys shorted us pills. You owe me these pills. But I went up and I was like, I think, handle it decently. And they gave me the pills without even a second question. And it made me think, I see a lot of people that, that don't realize that these pharmacists, these cashiers, they're just doing a job. They're not some kind of, what's the word? They're not an authority figure, or they're not any different. Even like police and stuff like that. We're all human, and we all make mistakes and stuff like that. And reacting to things really bad only makes it escalate and makes it worse. Oh, what's up, Aaron? Say hello to the wife for us. But yeah, so it made me realize people remember bad things, and that's one thing about human instinct and about just the way we work as humans. You can do 1,000 good things, but if you do one thing that's bad, or that's what people remember. People don't remember the good things. People only remember you for the bad things. And so if I would have freaked out and made it hard for them in December and oh, you have to make this and then, I could have came in there and they've been like, oh, wait, we're going to count these. We got to go through our stock. We got to go through our inventory. You're going to have to come back or wait. Handling things in a bad way only makes it escalate because that's how people react. People don't react to threats and telling them what to do or blowing up and getting angry at them. That only, it's like negativity causes more negativity. So, yeah, it really made me think. I was like, wow, I went in there, I told them, hey, I think this is short, and they didn't even question it. And it made me realize, wow, I wonder, and it was the same lady from December that helped me out, so it's just the way you got to handle things in life. And, I get it. There's been plenty of times where usually if something gets me that angry, I'll walk away before I open my mouth. And then give it 10, 15 minutes and come back. Because I know, I'm a pretty easygoing person. So to get me angry or get me upset is a pretty hard thing to do. But when I click that, it's like a switch. And that's when I know I have to walk away. Because I'll freak out. I'll start crying and blaming and just, like an attack dog. And, I can't believe you're doing this. So it's always best if you feel yourself getting in that situation, man, walk away. I can't. Cesare says, man, I'm no good with names, but hey, what's up? Haven't seen you in a live stream before. Welcome. That's one thing with names. Even people I've known for a while, I'm horrible with names. Mess people's names up all the time, and I feel bad. Even words. Like, I'll be riding with my friend, and I'll say something. He's like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, you know what I'm trying to say, and I have to go into a 10-minute explanation. And he's like, oh, you don't mean that word, you mean this word. And it's like, yeah, come on now. You know I'm horrible with names. Oh, man. Shoo-wee. Let's see. Oh, I almost forgot. Happy St. Patty's Day. I didn't even realize today was St. Patty's Day until about 2 hours ago. My mom is Irish and German, and my dad was Irish and English. So I'm mostly Irish myself. You know, my mom's maiden name was McCoy. So I think I said that before when I talked about the Civil War and my dad's, you know, great-grandfather fighting in the Civil War and stuff like that. From Poland. I wish I knew how to pronounce it. It's Cezary? Cezary? C-E-Z-A-R-Y. I'm horrible with names. That's awesome. Man, I love it when I see new people come from all over the world. You know, Les is usually here. Or Les is in Australia, so he usually watches later and comments later. And then there's Rhino54 from France. And Michael Tussin, I think is his name, from Germany. It's awesome to see you guys coming from around the world. Awesome, awesome. Shotgun Sam, 23. Sup? What's up, man? What's up? Welcome. Haha. Man, got a few new people in here. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Haha. Nice. Always glad to see new faces. Hope you stick around for a while. Trying to build this community, man. You know, if you're a knife maker and stuff, then we try to help each other out as much as possible. And if you're into the YouTube thing and all that, or want to find your passion, we talk about all that. You know, if you guys got questions, I'll try my best to answer them. I'm not a know-it-all, but if I can't answer, I'm sure someone watching will try to help too. But, because Chip said that a couple weeks ago, why don't you do Q&As? Well, you guys got questions, ask them. Oh, man. Whew. I'll be honest with you guys. I wasn't sure how good this live stream was going to go, so I left a lot of topics for next week. I got really good topics and stuff for next week. I just put down a few, because last week I was so into the heat treat oven that I wasn't really thinking about topics for the live stream and all that. Plus, you know, I missed last week and all that, so I was kind of out of it. But my last one is, you never know where inspiration will come from. What type of steel do I use? Any kind of steel that will get hard. No, I love experimenting with all kinds of tool steels, high carbon steels, stainless steels. You know, let's see if I can do this without knocking everything down. The highest I've got, like this is an old blade I still haven't finished over like a year. This is CPM 354, CPM 154, excuse me. I use a lot of ABL. This is like 1084. This is 52-100. I do a lot of 1095s. Anything I can get my hands on and learn how to use, the better. Oh, do I travel? Oh, right now I can't travel because I have to take care of my mom. She's, you know, she had a stroke 3 years ago. But growing up, I traveled a lot. You know, as a kid, I talked about this before. My parents always had an RV and stuff, so I was on the road most of my teenage years. But I would love to travel to Europe or, you know, Germany. My old drummer from my old band was German, and I used to love, like, listening to them talking and yeah, something about Germany I've always been attracted to. I'd love to go to Germany. Or the UK, Europe, any of that stuff. Europe would be, man. That's one thing about living in America. Our history as a whole is like, you know what, 400 years old. You know what I mean? You got the native Indians and all that stuff. But like, most of that stuff was wiped out by us. So, but man, to go to a place like Europe or you know, Asia, any of those places, man, just to walk in the history. Rome, phew, man, you know, Egypt and Rome, like my best friend, he's always talking about Egypt and Rome, you know. So, man, he got me really into it. Just to walk on places that have so much history, man. Oh, Chip, you got that 1084? Good. Yeah, 1084 is real easy to heat treat. 1084 is the easiest steel to heat treat. So, definitely. Yeah, I would love to travel. You know, with my mom, you know, my mom's 88 years old, but, you know, her family lived into the 90s, but with her stroke and all that, I know, that's why it's so important for me to get working and all that and build all this stuff up, because I know that time's coming soon. So maybe I would travel for the first couple months after that, but yeah, I would love to go to Europe. It would probably be my number one choice. Definitely. I mean, I've been to like Canada. That's about, we used to go to like Niagara Falls and stuff like that, but that's about it. I've only been on an airplane once, and that's when I went to the beach and got strep throat and all that, and I had to take a plane from the beach back home. Yeah, Chip. Chip said I'm going to have to try that torch video again. I plan on it. I definitely plan on it. It's one of my priorities now that it's starting to get warmer. Definitely. Understand a little bit of my statements. Well, you're doing better than me, because if I tried to learn German. I tried to learn German for like 3 years on the internet, and it took me forever to try to learn German, and I still can't. I can read it. If I go on, like I follow a lot of people like Instagram and stuff like that. When they make a short sentence, I can read it, but it takes me a long time. I can't speak it. I can understand it a little bit, but man, I love the German language. But yeah. So any people that know how to speak more language than one or two, man, my hat's off to you. It's hard learning another language. Definitely. Yeah, see that facet's coming out. Man, nice. So, the last topic, I think I started and then got off track, but that's okay. I can't speak German. What? Yeah, I can't speak German. I'd like to. So, once again, the last topic. Oops, hold on. I'm glad. Sorry about that. I'm glad I wore this jacket. I would have been in here sweating and freezing. Got sick all over again. But the last topic is you never know where your inspiration is going to come from. And it's one thing I've been learning a lot lately. Because, man, sometimes, like I've said earlier, I'm a very high-strung person. So, sleeping, if I'm lucky, I sleep 5 hours a night. That's when I'm lucky. And say I only sleep, I slept 3 hours last night, and I'm completely tired and I stay up, and it's like 8 o'clock at night, and I sleep for 1 hour, I'm up the rest of the night. So, turning my brain off and stuff like that's a hard thing to do. So lately I've been listening to like podcasts instead of because sometimes I watch videos, but then I get interested in it, and I turn around and I have to watch what I'm hearing. So, whew, man. The guy from Poland, I wish I could say your name. He just wrote something out in Polish. I'll have to get Google Translate and come back and see what that says. Yes, Shotgun Sam 23 says German and English are very similar. They are. The hardest part though about German, there's a lot of I think it's predicates like the. It's like das, der, and or not. I'm saying this wrong, I know, but they're also like male and female based, and there's a lot of words they'll put instead of the word starting. It's the syllables at the end of the word but they are very similar. That's another reason I chose German, because it is. Like, instead of and, it's und, stuff like that. But it's still, at 40 years old, trying to learn a new language is... Actually, this Polish, I think I can make out it says Spoko Content Task Polish. So it's something content, probably something content that's Polish. I don't know what Prodawsisi, P-R-O-W-A-D-S, P-R-O-W-A-D-Z-I-S-Z, Spoko Content Task Polish. Huh. I have to figure out what that first word is. That's awesome. Yeah, man. Thank you. Thank you. The guy from Poland just said I have cool content. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Oh, but yeah, so I've been listening to a lot of podcasts, especially since I've been uploading these live streams as podcasts. And it really helps me, because I can turn the TV, I can turn the podcast on the computer, because I do everything on the computer. I don't even really watch TV anymore. I'll turn it on, turn it to a low setting, turn all my monitors off. That way it's dark, and I've actually been falling asleep. But, yeah, so, and it's crazy, because if you guys have been here, I at first I didn't like Casey Neistat. Now I'm just like consumed with his content. So him and his wife do a podcast, and it's awesome, because what he puts on video and his vlogs and stuff like that is an edited version of who he is and who his family is. But the podcast goes in depth about, man, he gets overwhelmed with this, or sometimes he can't do things because his priorities are messed up, and it's like, wow, these people I'm watching and think they have this perfect life, they have big problems too. Even though he's got 10 million subscribers and probably one of the biggest YouTubers, they have family problems too, or life problems and stuff like that. So it's so inspirational, So, and that's something, as a knife maker and someone I would have never thought I would get inspiration from. But just to know, hey, here's my problems, and even though you see this on YouTube and this is how it is, this is what life is really about. And it makes you realize, wow, we all have to go through these things, and we all have to figure out ways to come out on top, or to make our lives better. And I get a lot of inspiration from that. Seeing how other people, deal with their lives and make their lives better. Even if it's only a little bit, We all have trauma, and we all have sadness in our life, and we all have happiness, hopefully. It's just finding that happiness for a lot of people is so hard. And I know, because I went years and years. I've talked about this before. I've always been a positive person. If I'm talking to people, I'm around people, whatever, I'm very positive. But that doesn't mean I was happy. There's a big difference between being a positive person and having real happiness. So, finding anything we can in life to be happy, man, even if it's just for 1 minute or 10 minutes, that's why movies and video and YouTubers become so popular. Because we can step out of our lives and see happiness in other people, or see, but that's also become a big problem with social media and all that stuff. How many years have I been on YouTube? Like 1.5. Well, I used to do my music years ago, but then I've only been doing knives like 1.5, 2 years. I think, what was it? Last November, I just passed the 1 year of making videos. So, about a year and 5 months or something like that. It's been a huge learning curve. I'm the kind of person that once I get, like I say, I'm very OCD and stuff. So once I get involved in something, man, I just go full blast into it, and I want to know everything about it. And that's why I started doing these live streams to help other people hopefully find that passion and find what makes them happy and just anything to make this world better. Because when you're a miserable person, all you want to do is make other people miserable. And, you know, it's hard to get out of that loop. In fact, when I was sick, you know, that's another reason I didn't do the live stream last week. When I was sick, you know, I didn't want to get out of bed. I didn't want to do anything. I just wanted to get better. So, and when you don't do anything, it just turns into, you know, not doing anything more. And you know, procrastination and, oh, I'll do this later, and getting in that funk and just, oh man, it was horrible. I had to like literally force myself to come down here just to do something, you know, and I'll be honest, a lot of it was I knew this shop was what made me sick. And, you know, I cleaned up some, I had my respirator on, but, you know, I had that fear building up, which, you know, I'm glad I realized, because this stuff makes me happy. You know, if I would have let that fear conquer me, I could have stopped making knives, stopped doing live streams, stopped doing YouTubes. Because, you know, I got sick from down in here. And that's, you know, back to that topic of waiting for things to come. You know, I knew I had a cleaning lady come in last Tuesday. And I was like, oh, well, I better not go down in the shop till Tuesday until she cleans it. And, you know, that was part of the problem. Just letting my fears overcome me. But the big thing is I knew I wasn't back to 100%. You know, I was down, I did that, the camera video and stuff like that. Stuff where I knew I wouldn't be kicking up a lot of dust. So, at least I got some content out. But that's the only time I came down in the shop last week. It's just to shoot those 2 videos. Phew. We made it to 40 minutes. That's always my goal, to try to hit the 40-minute mark. But we got that fastened out. So, that's nice. So I think I just wanted to make sure, I wanted to get back in the swing of things and come here and do this and get this all going and get back in the swing of things. So I got a lot of good topics for next week, and I'll even give you a spoiler alert since it's at the end. If you guys have made it this far, it's called Why Work When You Got So Many Excuses, or something like that. Why work when you have excuses? Yeah, man. What a great topic. Why work when you have excuses? Yeah, man. All right. Thanks, everybody. Man, it's good to see a whole bunch of new faces. All you guys that have been around here. I guess Bootleg Blades is out golfing. Oh, actually, that will be my last topic. When I was a kid, I used to like to fish a lot. And we found the best place to go fishing was at a golf course. Now, you can't go in the sun, you know, when it's sunny out, but when it's pouring down rain, if you put your, you know, your rain gear on and you take your fishing pole, because, you know, at golf courses, the lakes are usually only, you know, a block long or whatever. Every cast, I mean, we were pulling bass out, like 15-inch bass, like 2-3 pound bass. Now, you can't eat them, you know, with all the chemicals and stuff they put in the grass to make it look good. But man, it is some of the best fishing. You know, if you're not a good fisherman, man, you just cast it out, try all your different techniques, man, you'll just pull out these huge fish. Because, you know, no one ever fishes on golf courses. But like I say, if you go there when it's a nice day out, they'll kick you right out. And you might even get trespassing charges and all that. Oh, thanks, Chip. Oh, I missed that. So what the guy from Poland was saying is, you have cool content. The Spoko content tas Polish. Huh. Nice. I got the content word right. I thought Spoko was spoke. But hey, I got one word out of what, 5? So yeah, man. Oh man. Oh, then he said, I don't know. I'll have to go look it up. Chip said, I'm trying to read the comments, so it might have been what he translated. I know the one word's content, but so maybe it wasn't. Anyway, yeah. So if you like fishing and you like catching big fish, on a rainy day, go out on a golf course, man. Just, you have to be respectful because, you can get trespassing charges. And like I said, I was a kid, so this was 30 years ago we did it. But that means the fish probably got bigger. All right. So I think that's about it. Yeah. If you're watching the repost, I'll have links up above to my website with shirts like this. On the podcast, I don't know how to put links up, but if you go to my website, daveerving.com, or if you just type in Dave Erving Evader Knives, a whole bunch of stuff comes up. So, appreciate all the support. It's been a good getting back on the swing of things and all that. Hope everyone's having a great weekend. Let's have a great week. Hope to see you in the next couple videos, and then, or at least on the next live stream. All you new guys showing up, thanks. I'm repeating myself, but man, I always love seeing new people. And the guys that have been here forever, man, that just drives this whole thing. That's where I find inspiration from. So thanks again. I really appreciate it. Yeah. Have a great day. And as always, take it easy.